Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up.
For what? Wait, whoa. Okay. What's up, guys? Eternal Phoenix here, featuring my buddy RJ Lane from On the Rise. We're going to be going over our first look at the new Bleach game.
Yo. Thanks for having me here. Bleach is getting a console game.
This is like, I'm ecstatic, honestly, because we haven't had a Bleach game in a minute. Like, they've had console games, but like, I was expecting them to get the Dragon Ball Kakarot treatment a long time ago, so I'm very excited that this has finally came out. Oh, so it's not even like an intro, it's just a press any button. Okay. I was expecting there to be like a opening cutscene from like a anime or something.
I was not gonna lie. I was expecting this to be very much a game type thing, or the last My Hero game type thing.
We're not going to read any of this because who has time for that? Okay.
But I'm excited this game seems to be taken off the ground. It seems a lot of people are enjoying it most of the time when an anime game comes out, unless it's Dragon Ball or Naruto. No one pays attention to it.
Yeah, like I was snap. We're just getting thrown into it immediately. Okay.
Yeah. First training, okay.
As long as this does better than Sparking, I'll be happy, honestly, because I think people fell off of Sparking very, very quickly.
People did, and as someone who still plays, I love Sparking. I still love Sparking, but the hype did fall off.
Yeah, I think it's because the game had a meta very early on, and if you're not using like a Super Saiyan God or God Destruction or something like that, what are you going to do versus a regular human like Yamcha versus a God Destruction? It's kind of...
Yeah, the devs definitely need to balance it more, and even now, what they have come out with is still it's better than what it started out, but they still need to balance it more because people online are annoying, absolutely annoying. Like,
okay,
they have their trick. But I'm curious to see how this goes. This also has an online capability, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I haven't seen anything in the trailers other than like the 1v1s. I'm really hoping this isn't just like a little beat 'em up game, and that it is like a story driven game and not just like 1v1 side scroller type stuff. But we'll see. Okay, so it's a 1-on-1 3D battle action game. Yorishi's going to explain how everything works. Okay. Move, attack, flash attack, signature move, guard, breakers. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the queen. Okay. It's got... Already off the rip, the animation for this is looking pretty good. There are 3 actions with rock, paper, scissors, relationship. Attacks, interrupt, breakers, guard. Defense against attacks and breakers. R1 to cancel guard. Use guard for attacks. Wait, use guard for attacks with... Use breakers with R1 for guard, and use attacks. So that's it's not complicated, but that's a lot. Taking attacks while guarding reduces the guard gauge temporarily, preventing you from guarding when the guard gauge reaches 0. Okay, so she's blocking with the signature move. That's breaking her guard. Okay, clean. Okay, so like the breaker is kind of almost like a counter, if you will. Controlling your distance to enemy is key. 4 directional steps, dashes, and ho-ho maneuvers. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, I got flash step. I'm cold with it. Okay, hold up.
They better flashed up. It's one of the coolest things of the game and the anime, actually.
Yeah. Oh snap! Oh no! Wait, what was this? Did I do something? Did she do something? I guess I did something. I didn't even mean to do that.
From what I've known from seeing the trailers and everything, it seems like the health bar is not really a conventional health bar. It seems like it's more like a point system type thing, where if you break your opponent, you can do more damage, and you're trying to get rid of those points and things. So, have you ever played like Final Fantasy Dissidia? It seems like similar to that.
Okay, and I think it's explaining that right here. It says you just destroy all opponents' Kanpaku to win battles. In this game, Kanpaku acts as lives to destroy them, deal damage to Reishi, and reduce it to 0. Okay. Okay, so you can have like 11 lives. Okay. Okay, that's simple enough.
Yeah. But it's like similar to Dissidia, where it's like you technically have a health bar, but you're not trying to. It's not just a typical beat 'em up, or you're trying to lower the health bar. First one is like there's a way to lower the health bar faster.
These are speedy combo attacks. So I wonder if there's going to be a charge mechanic, because it says land the first 3 hits to recover a lot of spiritual power. They have short range or require to get close before attacking. So flash attacks are powerful attacks with long range. They come out slow, timing's key. You can perform additional combos with standard controls by spinning the reverse gauge at the bottom of the screen. With quick attacks, you can perform quick attack followed with a ho-ho combo. Consuming the reverse gauge, you can do the same with flash attacks. Okay, that sounds... Okay, so... Okay, so that's how that works. Okay. Okay, interesting. I really hope this isn't all the game's going to be. Not to say that this is bad so far, but I am expecting a bit more after so long without a good Bleach game.
It seems like you're getting it right now. The spiritual pressure moves seems to be.
Yeah, through normal attacks and earn messages to gain access to powerful special moves known as. Okay, spiritual pressure moves.
How do you do Getsuka?
Yeah, because that's going to be spammed. That's going to be spammed immediately. Okay. The damage ratio directly with flash attack. Choosing tactics suits your key to victory. Okay. They're throwing a lot at me. Okay. Interesting. Okay, special spiritual move 1, special spiritual move 2. Oh, that's pretty sick. He's like swinging it by the hilt and stuff. Spiritual pressure moves can trigger combos from quick attacks or flash attacks. So there's a whole move list? Okay, so it's not going to be a button masher at least. Wait. Okay, so there's your health counters, your Reishi bar. There are ways to destroy Kanpaku in battle without reducing Reishi to 0. When the opponent is in Reishi deficiency, Reishi under 30%, you can use a Hakugeki and hold the triggered a Kikon move. You can also unleash a Kikon move with squares. Okay. Interesting.
In the spirit of
snap! Whoa!
It's not simple.
I accidentally skipped through the rest of that, not trying to. Oh no. Okay.
I should tell you on. There you go. There
okay.
You go.
Okay. I'm guessing that's a Kikon move, and then. Okay. Okay, so I can just hit it in general, or just. Okay, so I gotta reduce. Okay, so that wasn't the Kikon move? Oh, okay.
Okay, alright.
That's interesting. I kind of wish it was a little flashier. Not to say that the little words on the screen and the announcer isn't cool. But at the very least, like what they do in the Shonen Jump games for Naruto, like Ultimate Ninja Storm, they have the little cutscene and everything, and you just kind of get to watch. But with this, it's like an interactive cutscene, if anything. Okay, so reducing the opponent's ratio to 0 when they're down to 1, Kanpaku will decide the match. In this case, a Kikon move will not trigger. Well, okay, I guess that makes sense.
In that case, let me show you a bit of what I can do.
Sweet Jesus, okay.
Sorry, but you're not getting.
Oh, is she about to go into the lightning release cat form? Or is she about to go into her, oh, okay.
just about to use Shunko, yeah.
And now for something special. First time I've shown you this.
If you think of all the original voice actors for this,
I think they did, yeah. I mean, they're all dubbing the anime currently, so.
yeah, accumulate a certain amount of fighting spirit in the battle awakening, the trigger and awakening. Awakenings release Shikai, Bankai, or Resurrection for each character. Oh, so we can go through the phases. Okay. Boosting all abilities, significantly increasing the number of Kanpaku destroyed with Kikon moves. Awakenings make for more powerful combats. Okay. That's cool. So kind of like in the old Raging Blast games where we could go through the different forms of Super Saiyan.
Yep. They better, you know. Awakening better be Bankai. Like, that's
Let me see how good your Bankai is.
Like, I am happy that it has like complex movesets, so that way it's not. Oh yeah, this is sick. Oh, he did the movie, not the movie, the same transition. Okay, speed boost, right? I'm about to be blitzing, right?
You should, yeah.
Let's go. Oh, I don't even have to do the thing? Okay. Oh, cold. I'm cold with it. I'm sorry, Yoichi. Shouldn't have taught me how to do this.
Did they teach you how to do Getsugo already?
I don't know. It's probably in the... It's probably going to be somewhere in there. You would think it would be the signature move of him, but it's not. Maybe it's like if I have enough EX, I could do it. What? Oh. Okay.
Okay, alright.
Let's end it here for today.
Yeah, those cinematics are pretty cool.
It is cool. Like, it's very different. I will say that. It's very different. Several systems you didn't practice in battle that can give you a leg up in battle. Consume the entire reverse gauge used for a ho-ho to execute a reverse action, giving you a temporary power-up. Reach 100% fighting spirit while awakened to trigger a Keycon channel. There's a lot to this.
You know, I respect it. They're trying to carve their own identity.
I get that, and I appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. Okay. So they're gonna have like little side stories and main stories. Okay.
Okay, so it's basically just played with the Bleach story, which granted, I haven't had a Bleach game forever, so.
Yeah, like, please be open world. Please be open world, and that I can fly around and kill stuff, and then it locks you into the combat. Because if it doesn't, like, I don't want to just have it show me cutscenes or, like, episodes from the show, and then I'm just gonna fight. Like, the free roam aspect was always going to be a good thing about it.
I don't think it... I could be wrong. I don't think it is, though.
Oh, Lord. I mean, it's not bad if they don't have it, but, like, they really drop the ball if you can't get the free roam aspect in there.
After a person dies, they turn into a corpse and rot. However, they leave something behind.
Oh, hello, Sosuke Aizen.
It's called the Konpaku.
The soul.
Once it's been freed from the restricting bounds of the flesh, the Konpaku is ready
I want to keep talking, but I also think this is dope, and I just want to listen to it.
for society.
Yeah.
This world exists on a plane that's entirely different from that of the living. There, in that world, souls spend their time together until some of them are sent back in order to live once again.
Like I said, the cinematics are...
This
Yeah, it is pretty good. It's quality.
society and the world of the living equal at all times.
also kind of like how it's like paintbrush narrative. Okay, our girl Rukia.
Some who choose to fight in order to protect and maintain his spiritual balance. We call them soul reapers.
It's gonna play through the whole story though, right? It's got to start from the beginning. Like they can't just jump us into like the 1,000-year Blood War arc. Nope. Oh Lord.
Wait, give it a second. This might be a flash forward.
But I'm afraid you are no longer valuable nor interesting to me. Take a good look.
Yeah, 1,000-year Blood War is going to be DLC, isn't it?
I mean, it might not. You never know. What I was hoping to do is that it would be open world, and then like the filler arc / movies would be DLC, because you could play through like the things like the Hellverse and all that stuff. That would be interesting. And they got like movie characters added.
I can see ghosts, touch them, and speak to them too.
Please be open world.
Also, no matter how hard I try,
Don't get your hopes up, man. Don't get your hopes up.
No, come on. He's already walking through the city.
these living people, they've always been.
Please.
Occupation high school student.
Yeah, and he was always like a really tall 15-year-old. Okay, I am glad that was just a flash forward though.
Now I can rest peacefully.
It's kind of weird how they have the ghost look though, because in the anime he could actually see like what she really looked like. She wasn't just an outline.
Mm-hmm.
It spins. It turns each time it touches the sun and the moon. It takes on unique shapes. One thing that does not change.
Bro, what's with that animation though? He just slid in the frame.
My powerlessness.
Very deep for a 15-year-old child. Ichigo, like, it's a grown man. That is a grown man.
Yeah. That man's like 6'5", age 15, high school student.
Protect them from
Like, no way.
Then give me a strong blade and enough strength to shatter fate.
Oh Lord.
He did not do this in the anime.
Yeah, he didn't do this in the manga or the anime. But don't get me wrong, it's a cool video game. We can expend disbelief. They're trying to take some creative and artistic narrative choices. Now just tell me this is open world, because you modeled the city. You modeled the city and you modeled the characters in a way that looks like it would be open world. Do not just make this a side scroller, please. I don't care if we gotta do maintain, like running errand missions or something in here. Just let me walk around the town.
Like how Rukia just showed up in this room.
Okay, they still got the comedy in here, so that's nice. Is he gonna get tied up and stuff while she explains with shitty drawings?
And you kicked me?
Stop yammering. Heck, I can see you.
Normal people can't see me. I'm a soul reaper.
Yeah, buddy, you're watching the anime. Like,
Yeah.
Not
That's your
world.
story? You're a soul reaper?
Oh
All
man.
the way from this soul
Is he gonna say that makes too much sense to the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus?
That makes sense. Are you out of your freaking mind?
Close.
Insolent. You can see ghosts, yet you do not believe in soul reapers?
She got a
Of
point
course
there.
not. I've never seen the soul reaper before. I don't believe anything
You can see
until I
ghosts,
it with
though,
my
bro.
own
Like-
ears. You're probably not human, but go play soul reaper somewhere else.
You dare speak that way to me? Bakudo #1. Sorry. It's useless to struggle. This is Keto, the demon way. A high-level spell only a soul reaper can cast. I would kill an insolent fool off with a minor case of paralysis this time.
Oh man, this brings me back.
Do not presume what awaits you is not hell. It is the Soul Society.
Wait, what?
Unlike hell, it is a restful place.
Oh wait, because doesn't she perform a console on like a spirit that's been following him or something?
What happened? Where's the ghost?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, that kind of tripped me up for a second.
I performed console, the soul hero. You call it passing on.
Like, legitimately, if they have the ability to free roam and you can go around fighting hollows, performing consoles, and doing little side quests, I would. Oh, they got the stupid drawings. Okay.
Chappy.
And our second duty is to vaporize the hollows. The evil spirits who attack other souls.
Wait, no, Chappie was the rabbit. That looks kind of like a bear.
Hang on.
But then again, she does have shitty drawings.
I'm gonna say Rukia's drawings, you can never tell.
Around here right now? Don't stand there yapping, then go vaporize it.
Actually, I haven't been able to sense its presence for some time now.
Why not?
There it is.
As if there was some force obstructing my senses.
Hey, Soul Reaper! What was that blood-curdling howl? Where did that come from?
Blood-curdling howl. Maybe
Does something seem like a little bit off? Like, I know it's the same voice actors and they're reading the script and stuff for a game, but it doesn't seem like it flows as naturally.
of a hollow.
It doesn't.
I'm
It could be two things.
unseen
One, it probably is just the game. Two, they're getting old.
Nah, man, don't tell me that. Not Johnny Young Bosch, which for those of you who don't know, was a Power Ranger back in the day, one of my favorite voice actors of all time.
Fun fact, I've met him.
You lucky bastard.
Stay here.
I've met him and I've worked with him.
You worked with him? For what? Wait, hold on. When were you gonna tell me this?
Don't be a fool. There is no
Another story, another time. Another story, another time. I'll tell you.
we gotta talk about this. Like, I don't know if you subscribers care, but we gotta hear this story because you met Johnny Young Bosch.
until now.
The most I've ever done is I met Vic from who played Broly and I think Ed from Alchemist before the controversy, mind you. But like that's the only thing I got aside from that. And I've met the voice actor for Finn from Adventure Time and Hazbin Hotel's voice actor for Angel Dust.
I've met Vic before, and then recently met
His own power.
actually Rukia and Byakuya's voice actor at Anime Expo.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that kind of makes sense because you're like in a hot spot of the stars, so to speak.
Yeah. So I'm in a few shows like that, but I've like when I've said I've met Johnny Young Bush, like we FaceTime and everything for work.
Oh my goodness, man! I need to go out where you're at, man. You are lucky though. Like we definitely gonna have to talk about that after this. But what do you guys think of the game so far? I think this is pretty chill, but I'm expecting a little bit more, and hopefully I get what I'm expecting. But if I go off RJ's words, I might not and not get my hopes up and stuff. But it's got all the expected features of a good Bleach game. It's just it needs that extra oomph. So I really hope it's open world.
I feel like the appeal of this game is going to be the combat system, not really the story. I wonder if they give you the characters or do you have to unlock them? Because I feel like with modern games, unlocking characters through story mode is not a thing anymore.
It isn't, but I feel like with something like this, it would be worth it. Because like you unlock them as you play them in the story, or you unlock them as you meet them in the story.
I feel you. I feel like from like it's gonna have like a buy character system like Sparking did and like Fighters did and all that stuff.
It's possible. I know it's still I think Bandai that makes this game, but at the same time, I would hope that knowing how Bleach fans are, when they made this game that they would know the type of people who would play / watch the show and not do something like that. But then again, they do have to make money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want microtransactions in my Bleach game 2025. I'm just saying. Man, the crazy thing is that man was really about to run out there and get eaten for the sake of his family.
Really was.
And I don't
like they'll probably have some like in-game currency where you can buy characters. What I meant.
Oh, okay. In-game currency, that's a little different.
Yeah. I meant like in-game currency. It's gonna have in-game currency. Like Sparking does. Sparking, you can literally in-game currency buy all the characters.
See, I wanted to get Sparking and I wanted to play it, but after seeing like what everybody said about it, I didn't know if it was worth my time. And that's nothing against any of you Dragon Ball fans. I am a really big Dragon Ball fan as well, and I've played many of the Dragon Ball games. RJ is probably a bigger Dragon Ball fan than me, so he's not going to take any disrespect on that one. But it didn't seem like it was something I wanted to do. Once I saw how bad the meta got for the online gameplay, and that's what's supposed to carry you past the story, is playing the 1v1s and stuff.
Yeah, this seems just like they reanimated Bleach in video game format.
I mean, that's not bad. That's basically what Dragon Ball Kakarot is, just in a more fun open world aesthetic, and then you fly around, and then when you get close to an enemy, you get into a fight scene, which is why I'm saying, hopefully, they learned from that and took notes.
Place the point of my Zanpakuto, Ghost Cutter, over your heart,
Ghost Cutter.
and I will infuse you
Is that the direct translation for Zanpakuto? Ghost Cutter?
powers.
I think so.
I don't think they ever mentioned that once in the series.
Yeah, no, they just call it Zanpakuto.
The chance of success is low.
Although I thought Zanpakuto meant something else.
Die.
It might have been like Spirit Cutter or something like that. But I don't think I've ever heard it called a Ghost Cutter.
Yeah, I've never heard it called a Ghost Cutter.
I'm also hoping, like, I'm okay with these cutscenes and stuff, but I feel like this is probably going to be a cutscene heavy game.
Especially for the story mode, man. That's why I'm like, they probably have in-game currency so you can buy the characters. So, man, there are probably a section of Bleach fans that don't really want to go through this again.
Hey, look, nah, stop, because it took us this long to get the anime back and get the game back. Okay, we are accepting of and are willing to do anything to support the series. Okay, as long as it's good.
I hear you.
That's why I'm not really so big on people like pirating shows and stuff, because then that's why your favorite shows don't get season 2s and stuff, because they don't get the money from it. It's pretty cool. Okay, hopefully I'm about to get in some more action. Okay.
There we go.
Ooh, snap. Okay. Well, okay. The blocking timing is something to get used to, I'll definitely say. Oh, snap. Okay. Okay, broke his guard. And I assume I won't be doing any Getsugas yet, because at this point in the story he doesn't have it. Okay. So that means they're probably going to do iterations of the character. So like base Ichigo, like Soul Society arc or Kakarot Town arc. So maybe they'll have like different iterations of the character, because him when he loses his powers after the Aizen fight versus him when he gets his powers back could be used as like completely separate characters.
Yeah. I mean, that's saying, it looks right now the story goes straight all the way to the Aizen fight, and then the story stops there. That's why I was like, Thousand Year Blower is probably going to be DLC.
Yeah, but there's so much stuff that happens prior, like in between Aizen and Soul Society, right? because the Fullbring arc is after the Aizen arc, so that can't be the end of the game.
I feel like they started you at, they showed the final scene. I feel like that's where they, like I said, the Fullbring arc and the 1,000-year blow arc are probably going to be DLC. You have to like Kakarot.
They could. Okay, they got the title screen thing again, where it's showing what his occupation is. Soul Reaper. It depends on how in-depth they get with the arcs, though. Like, if they are just speeding through and jumping, like, months ahead and stuff like that, then, they got to be continued. That's pretty dope. But if they're just jumping in between, like, arcs and not actually going too far in depth... So that means they're probably going to do iterations of the character. So, like, base Ichigo, like... Soul Society arc or Kakarot Town arc, so maybe they'll have like different iterations of the character, because him when he loses his powers after the Aizen fight versus him when he gets his powers back could be used as like completely separate characters.
Yeah, I mean that's saying it looks right now the story goes straight all the way to the Aizen fight and then the story stops there. That's why I was like 1,000-year blow is probably going to be DLC.
But there's so much stuff that happens prior, like in between Aizen and Soul Society, right? Because the Fullbring arc is after the Aizen arc, so that can't be the end of the game.
I feel like they started you at, they showed the final scene. I feel like that's where they, like I said, the Fullbring arc and the 1,000-year blow arc are probably going to be DLC. You have to like Kakarot.
They could. Okay, they got the title screen thing again, where it's showing what his occupation is. Soul Reaper. It depends on how in-depth they get with the arcs, though. Like, if they are just speeding through and jumping, like, months ahead and stuff like that, then, they got to be continued. That's pretty dope. But if they're just jumping in between, like, arcs and not actually going too far in depth, you were probably right. They got their own currency.
Yep. I was saying, they're like, yeah, if you want to just play the game by the characters, is probably the way to do it.
Okay. Scroll.
So far, it seems like a solid Bleach game, you know?
It's good so far, yeah. I'm just waiting to see. I don't think this will be all of it. There's got to be a little bit more to it, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, we'll roll the first patch out and the devs come back and what the new stuff they're gonna add.
Oh, they skipped a lot because we already got coned. Oh my goodness. Oh man, they skipped a lot. I know they said a couple weeks, but they skipped the whole thing with him meeting Cone and all the interactions in between, him getting his resolve to be a Soul Reaper. Please, it's don't just cutscene me to the next part, please. It would be really nice though if it look, I'm still gonna hold out hope. If it's open world, right? You can just press a button and go from and have them use the badge or whatever, or comb, and then like teleport out your body and fly around and stuff. Like they could do it. It's not hard.
They could do it, but did they do it? That's the real question.
Okay, so they're gonna use a cutscene to explain how he got to this point. Okay, so maybe we are gonna see it.
Lately, that hothead Ichigo has been busy fighting all these hollows in Rukia's place as a substitute Soul Reaper. And the first person he saved was his amazingly hot classmate, Ichigo.
Oh my God, Cone.
That was not the first person he saved.
That older brother. As an older brother himself,
First main character, maybe.
stand for that.
He's an amazingly hot classmate. Cone, get it together, my guy.
Managed to get through to her brother, who calmed down and disappeared. It warms you all up inside, doesn't it? Well, Martina, wait for you. The next person he saved was Yatsu Torasano, also known as Chad.
I never understood how he got the name Chad, if that's his actual name.
He's a Chad.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But then also, isn't he Spanish? So, like, I forgot why he has a Japanese name.
But luckily Chad and Ichigo were able to
Because I couldn't tell you. But
And now that I think about it, Uryu's whole culture is based on Germany, so, like...
mhm.
If I enter his body, he can transform into a soul reaper even without
Uryu's whole culture's in Chad. I think Chad might be mixed. That's why.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then on the Quincy side of things, the Quincy's...
Definitely is.
I was gonna say, because the Quincy's, I think they were scattered all throughout the world, so him having German origins but being Japanese isn't that crazy.
He even showed up on national TV while fighting in an abandoned hospital. I wish I could have showed off this cute pot of mine too.
What in the world, Cole?
Cone, get it together.
Oh, man. I wish, like, a lot of series have their own mascot, kind of like Chopper from One Piece, and I don't really know what the mascot for Dragon Ball would be other than maybe Goku, or I guess Piccolo could count. I mean, Piccolo's like Dad of the Year in that show.
Dragon Ball doesn't really have a. I mean, mascot. I mean, you can use Poor or Oolong, I guess, but
Nah, not them.
You just always seem to be covered in injuries. We're worried about you.
Okay, that also don't make sense, because unless Cone's getting the injuries, himself shouldn't actually have injuries on his physical body from injuries on his soul.
good. Yeah, good question. Yeah, how?
Thanks.
Not to mention, I don't even think they were that caring about all this in the original. Because Orihime was like a joke character still at this point. She was like talking about being a robot with boob missiles and lip gloss fingernails and stuff. And Ichigo forgot who that girl's name was for like half of the first arc. So the fact that he's even interacting with her for real. Like, well, I guess they did all hang out in a group for a little bit of the first arc. So...
I wonder how it went in the manga, because I've never read the Bleach manga. I've only seen the anime.
So I've read and watched the entire series. Obviously, again, they're taking liberties with some of this stuff, but they did interact as a group because they all got in trouble together after the whole thing with Don Kanoji at the hospital, which Cone was just telling us about. But they weren't like close. They were only really together if they were like in the same area of a holo attack or something of that nature at the time. Because they're classmates, so obviously they weren't together like all day, every day.
Just a weak enemy. It'll be perfect to get yourself used to fighting as a soul reaper.
I know. He told me not to get hurt.
I think what I'll do is we can play through the third part and then we'll call it for this episode, just because this is the first reaction to seeing what everything is like. I mean, so far so good though, I will say. What the world? It's just starting me off with button commands. As a rule, you cannot land Kikon moves on opponents with high Reishi, and for mid-sized foes such as Hollows, you must reduce their Reishi down to nothing before you can land a Kikon move. Reduce their issue. Okay. So, if they have high spiritual energy, basically, I can't damage them.
I see.
Such Hollows will move with super armor as long as they have guard gauge, reducing damage they take. Land attacks, reduce guard gauge, triggering guard break. Okay. And another thing I've noticed is the dash is very hard to get down, because if you hold X, it'll dash towards them, but if you just do a regular like button press, it'll try to like dash you forward. Even when I'm trying to dash like away, it'll try and dash me forward.
I wonder if that rule applies to just direct battles, like 1v1 battles, versus just like a story mode boss fight.
Oh, that's cool. So when I hold the when I hold L2, it gives a button prompt, right? So I can do flash step, which is X, and then I guess if I have more energy, I can do reverse action, wielding, or all out slash. Okay, so I guess I gotta like build up my gauge a little bit. I'm guessing, so I'm assuming that number is just telling me how many of their key cones I've broken up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that timing for the block is crazy. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to dodge to the side and it's just putting me in. And I can still only do those. Okay. Nope, can't hit him with that. Okay. And it doesn't seem to be like a jump option either, which is another thing. Because it has like the dash, but...
I mean, the dash is good enough.
It's good enough, but they're Soul Reapers, so you would expect a little bit of aerial combat, you know?
I'm pretty sure I saw air combat in the trailer. I don't know how to do it yet. They'll teach you when you get there, but...
Hopefully. And it could be one of those situations where like you can knock them up into the air, and then like you'll fly around and stuff.
Yeah.
That's Ichigo.
Sure is.
Hime, what are you doing here? The house isn't in this neighborhood, is it?
One of the walls in my house was broken down, and I'm getting it fixed. I'm staying
Earl,
in
what?
a hotel.
Yeah, see, no, I don't... This... I do not remember this at all, so this has got to be some new stuff.
His memories. The hollows. Right, yeah.
That was another thing. A lot of people like to say that, you know, oh, she they said that she fell in love with him early on, this, that, and the third, because he saved her, and I was like, nope, she got her memories erased. So it's like she technically speaking should have no memory of all that stuff. Now later, yes, that she found out he's a Soul Reaper and everything, and yes, because she pieced it together that he was actually there and that wasn't a dream. But technically speaking, she should not just be able to be like, oh yeah, I have my memories erased by some super, you know, spirit magic that I know nothing about, but you know, I can overpower that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the wall fall down that night? Was it a sumo wrestler? Shadowboxing?
Like, what is this? See, this is what I'm talking about.
That wouldn't make sense. It was something else. It was
Sumo wrestler shadow boxing.
but it was also something terrifying.
Like, she shouldn't have, like, this shouldn't be a thing considering she has no powers at this point.
The one who was wearing pajamas. Tatsuki remembers her too.
Tatsuki, okay, first of all, no. Tatsuki did not remember none of that. Their memories were wiped, okay? Memory wiping means memory wiping. You don't remember any of this.
But I think that he saved me. I'm still looking, trying to find Ichigo somewhere inside of my memories.
Trying to find... So even based off of that statement alone, it's not even like she's saying she remembers. It's like she's trying to say, I'm trying to remember, and then I'm also trying to place Ichigo into that memory. Like, I know I was probably saved, but I want to imagine that it was Ichigo, even if she has no idea.
She's like, he was there. I know it.
It had to be him.
She's not wrong.
I mean, she's not wrong, but like how she got there from point A to point B is kind of wild. This is only 25% done with the arc, and they're only on part 3, so I wonder how long these arcs are going to be.
What are you doing here?
Ichigo, rare to see you here too. This isn't your neighborhood.
Huh?
Definitely changed Chad's voice.
There's no way I can tell him I'm just hiding a
Unless I'm remembering it wrong.
Possibly. He did have like a very slow, deep voice. He didn't talk too much.
I see.
And what about you, Chad?
I went to have a talk with my friend.
It sounds familiar. Yeah, I think it's the same voice. It's just he doesn't get more talkative till later in the show. And to be completely honest, after the whole Waco Mundo arc, I think Chad's character, as far as development and him being like getting any good progression, kind of falls off.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, this definitely didn't happen.
It's been a huge one. What's wrong, Ichigo?
It's nothing. That was no regular accident. I felt the spiritual pressure of a hollow just now.
There could be wounded people around. I'll go and check.
So, funny thing is that Chad and Orihime are actually Fullbringers. They are artificial Fullbringers, and it's explored in the light novel. I believe it's Can't Kill Your Own World. But they get their powers not actually by being close to Ichigo, but by being close to Rukia, because she had the Hogyoku inside of her Igai at the time.
You go help any wounded people.
Mhm.
Check out the accident.
And so they get their powers, and that's how he gets his little fist thing. But if you notice, for Chad, the thing that helps him release his powers is his like pendant, and for Urihime, it's her little barrettes in her hair.
There you are, Ichigo.
Hair clips, yeah.
Get ready. There's a hollow nearby.
Yeah, I know that. Come on, let's go, Rukia.
I think you were right, though. Unfortunately, there's probably not going to be any open world sections to this, which they could have done it.
You're still holding out hope? At this point.
Wait. Why? This is completely out of order. Why are we fighting Shrieker? Shrieker is the guy we fought to save Chad, but now he's just popping up. Okay, press X to use the ho-ho, which allows you to move behind the enemy, activate and consumes one reverse gauge. Trigger a counter. Okay. Damn it, I keep switching and skipping through the tutorial noise. Also, the announcer for this, when they're talking, kind of reminds me of, if you've seen that anime, I think it's like the Red Ranger has been reincarnated or whatever, but it's basically the Red Power Ranger gets isekai'd, and whenever he's like powering up or going into any of his forms or anything, he has like a little announcer who sounds just like that.
I haven't seen it. I know the anime, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty solid. I mean, it's not like an amazing show, but it's decent. Okay, so I can kind of fly, sort of.
It's probably like you said, you have to get knocked in the air. I mean, there probably isn't any way to do it. They'll probably teach you, if you learn how to fly with the show.
Yeah. The controls feel kind of clunky, though, I will say. Like, visually, it looks cool. And the fact that, again, it's not just a button masher and then there's techniques and combos and stuff that you have to learn, that's good. Instead of just being like a triangle, circle type game. But I feel like it did too little and too much at the same time. Because it doesn't feel as fluid as it should be for a game coming out in 2025. Considering there are so many older games who have done it better.
Yeah.
I mean, because like Naruto Road to Ninja, for example, way back in like PS2, PS3 time, Xbox time. Well, not Xbox original, but like Xbox 360. Road to Ninja had open world. It had traversal in the open world. You could run up walls and buildings and trees and everything, and you could actually weave hand signs to do the moves in the mid-fight, right? Old game, probably from like 2006, 2008 time frame. And that's not as clunky as this feels. Heck, even the Ninja Storm games, they have, even though those are just kind of like button mashy, they feel more fluid than this does.
Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest gripes with the game, or with the way it looked. I was like, it looked a little slow for my taste. I mean, maybe I'm just used to just fast-paced gameplay. I'm just gonna say I like fast-paced gameplay more.
Yeah.
No shade to this game, but it looks a little slower to my pace. But it seems like a lot of people do like that. If a lot of people like it, all power to them. But
Yeah, it's just it might take a little bit to get used to. It might just because, like I said, I'm very fresh to it, so it might just take a little time getting used to like the timing for countering and blocking. Another thing I will say so far, Wonder also looks like there's a leveling system for the characters, but we're 37% through chapter 1, the substitute arc. We're only on the third, going into the fourth encounter, and every encounter seems to only have one fight so far. Right? So that, again, I will appreciate anything we get Bleach related, but I still feel like they could have done a little bit more, because if every little section to each chapter is one fight, which takes like maybe 3 to 5 minutes to finish, and then like the rest of the time it's just cutscenes, intros, and dialogue for a story that we have already seen. They could have done more, especially for this to be like a $60 game and everything.
I hear you.
And I really hope that this wasn't just like a cash grab just because the series is doing good right now and the Thousand Year Blood Warlock is doing so good right now. Because if they can go through the effort,
I don't think it is. It seems like from what I've seen of the development, it seems like they're pretty passionate about making it a success.
Yeah, but it's just when it comes to anime games, especially, you think you would take all the previous things from a game that worked and try to add them to the next thing, not necessarily like copy paste, but improve upon old ideas. Like in Ultimate Ninja Storm, in the story mode at least, you could run on walls. You can't do that in the online gameplay, but you could take a function like that, or take that triangle circle, or that YYB combat system, improve upon it, and add that to this.
Yeah. I think this is a different. Is this not CyberConnect? Is it?
I think it's Bandai Namco, but I don't know if it's done by CyberConnect. If it is, I'd have to look at it, because when they were doing the opening scene, I was so looking forward to them having like an original song played to start off the game or something, that I wasn't really looking for who actually did the development for it. Which is another thing. Like the other games have opening cutscenes or songs. This is just, it started off with the developers and then press any button to start. So like the level of care could have been a bit more. Not saying this is bad so far. There's just a little something missing.
Well, I will say for the intro, you might have to log out and log back in, because going back to Sparking didn't play its intro on your first gameplay.
Really?
Yeah, it takes you straight into the training mode, and then it takes you to the main menu. So if this is anything like that, then when you log back in, you'll see the intro.
They did their timing for dropping this game specifically after Sparking, I guess with the anticipation that Sparking is going to be a bigger game and not to compete with each other, so to speak. I would hope that this has more to offer. But this is still a good game, though. It is nice to see Bleach in an updated format. So the last game we got with anything Bleach related, aside from, I think it was like Soul Resurrection or something, it was like a mobile game, was when we saw Ichigo and some of the main characters in Jump Force. And Jump Force only lasted for about a year to a year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The game is going to be online, and more so how.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with like Jump Force and J-Stars games, because they're good games, but their communities, either they're not big enough, or they don't last long enough, or maybe the features aren't as good, the playability isn't that good, because they die out very fast, but they have amazing rosters.
Okay, good games is debatable, but okay, I hear what you're saying.
No game's going to be perfect, but like J-Stars back in the day, I used to play a lot of J-Stars when that dropped, because you could play as like Toriko, you could play as Suna from Hitman Reborn, which, by the way, for those of you who haven't seen that anime or read the manga, I'm going to talk about that on the channel here pretty soon, because it's a really good show. Very slow starting, but a really good show.
Yeah, Hitman Reborn is solid. I used to play a bunch of J-Stars too. Now, not gonna lie and say it was a good game, but I enjoyed it.
It filled a void for a type of game that we didn't have at the time. And it might just be nostalgia talking, but being able to fight Luffy with Naruto, or pulling up in a Soul Society with Ichigo and fighting Toriko, or fighting Goku or something. It was a fun thing for the time.
Yeah.
It still is fun, which is why Jump Force even came out. But it just didn't. I don't know if it was like sales numbers, if it was just like the community wasn't that good, or they just gave up on it for other titles and stuff. But it wasn't a bad game, and it got treated poorly. Let's just say that.
But your luck's run out, Sonny. You see, you've set eyes on me twice.
Your looks went out, Sonny.
Which means that I have no choice but to eat your soul.
What is this? What's going on? That girl is a part of you?
Grand Fisher. That's his code name. The babe decoy that sprouts from his head disguises itself as a person. When someone sees it, well, he only goes after those with especially strong spiritual pressure. He absorbs their power. He's managed to outwit or outfight the Soul Reapers for
54 years.
That's him alright.
And the crazy thing is, they made him seem like such a big deal, and then even when he got his resurrection form, like when he went and turned into it wasn't a Vassal Lord, it was like something in between it, I can't remember. But he got like a different form, and then Ichigo's dad cuts him down immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to say it was a decoy.
And another thing is, like, Ichigo's mom was a Quincy, so like she would have, I assume, seen some of Grand Fisher, or maybe even seen the lore. And I think when the anime showed it, like, she tried to stop him, and then she died. But it doesn't really show what happens when she died. He just remembers her, like, being dead, and I think, like, falling on top of him or something like that.
Ichigo!
Yeah, because Yuha, I mean, spoilers for Bleach if anyone here has not seen all of Bleach, but Yuha took her powers away, so.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He did what was it, the Holy Selection?
Disintegrate!
Yeah, that's why she died from such a weak weak in retrospect.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she point blank shot White in the face. So yeah, she definitely could have took out Grand Fisher, no problem.
He's too strong! He's beaten us for over 50 years!
Just go. Please. Stay
Which, in retrospect to the series,
Yeah,
he's beat 50 years. Like,
yeah.
I guess they wouldn't have sent out a captain or a lieutenant or even a third seed after Grand Fisher, but it's still a little weird.
They probably would have.
I mean, at that point, you would think they would, right? 50
Yeah,
years.
you would think that they would attempt to send somebody stronger than Rukia to a zone like this to try and stop this man, but no.
But then again, I always give long-running battle series the benefit of the doubt, because with powers going like this, because at this point in the writing of the series, I doubt Kubo had in mind, well, not in mind, but like I doubt he had in mind how powerful they would actually get.
Another thing I will say is that there's no like homing feature to an extent. Like, I'm completely locked in on the character, but like the moves aren't necessarily homing in a sense. Like, some games, when I'm hitting an attack, it will do a like dash in the direction of the opponent. But for this, if I'm not in range, I'm just not in range.
I don't care how strong you are. I'll do whatever it takes, and I'll cut that ugly bug of yours into pieces.
Another cutscene. Well, guys, this was the first little episode of the new Bleach game, Rebirth of Souls. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out my channel and RJ's channel on the Rise. And stay tuned for the next episode. Eternal Phoenix, signing out.